In Washington, lawmakers are pledging their support for their fellow U.S. citizens.
After suffering the winds and rains of Irma and Maria, the island of Puerto Rico is completely devastated. I can't recall in my lifetime a hurricane wreaking such devastation on any part of the United States. Its people, 3.5 million American citizens, face one of the gravest humanitarian crises in recent memory.
This is our country, and these are our fellow citizens. They need our help, and they're going to get our help. I want the people of Puerto Rico to know that we are in this with them. Right now, this is a rescue mission.
The recovery effort is certainly not going to be easy. It's not going to be quick, but we're here to do our part.
President Trump was briefed on the situation in Puerto Rico Tuesday. He says he will visit the island next week to assess the damage. CBS News White House and senior foreign affairs correspondent Margaret Brennan reports on his response.
Everybody has said it's amazing the job that we've done in Puerto Rico. We're very proud of it. I think we're really getting really good marks for the work we're doing. So I think we've done a really good job.
President Trump said Puerto Rico's governor personally thanked him today for the federal response. But the president had been noticeably silent about the worsening devastation. Last night, Mr. Trump sent his first tweets on the crisis, pointing out that before the storms, Puerto Rico was, quote, already suffering from broken infrastructure and massive debt.
Mr. President, these are American citizens. They desperately need our help.
Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer of New York, the state with the largest Puerto Rican population, said Mr. Trump was not doing enough.
He insists that relief and recovery efforts are doing well or doing great. Sometimes it has no relationship to the facts on the ground, as if this is a public relations campaign.
Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio visited Puerto Rico yesterday.
Every day that goes by, it's going to get worse, not better.
This is an island sitting in the middle of an ocean, and it's a big ocean. It's a very big ocean. And we're doing a really good job.
FEMA Administrator Brock Long said local authorities must do more to prepare for natural disasters.
We do not have a true culture of preparedness in this country, and we got a lot of work to do.
Margaret Brennan joins me now. So, Margaret, we've heard the president's comments about the recovery efforts in Puerto Rico. Now, what is it that we should be expecting the president to focus on when he actually visits Puerto Rico?
Well, he's going to visit next Tuesday Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Some of that was in question. And some of this is to emphasize that the federal government is going to be offering more in aid. From the White House lawn today, you had the FEMA Administrator Brock Long say, private companies, you will be made whole here, promising that there are 16 ships, 10 already en route. There's a hospital ship on its way. The emphasis is we've gotten the message, we see, and we're quickly responding. The challenge is, of course, which the president sort of alluded to, is saying, well, it's in the middle of the ocean. You can't just drive a truck up to it. The logistics of this have been a challenge, it would seem. And so even with that hospital ship that's en route now, it's not going to be there till the middle of next week.
Wow.
So there's that question of distribution and some of those log jams that have been contributing to these tough images that our David Begnaud has been showing us.
Yeah, so that was sort of the immediate recovery effort. What about in like the near term here? You know, we saw the president authorize an increase in disaster assistance available to the Commonwealth. So what does that translate to? And you talk about sort of near term and maybe even longer term relief.
Well, you had Chuck Schumer of New York, Marco Rubio of Florida, two states with the highest percentage of Puerto Rican populations within them, out there vocally lobbying. That's a Democrat and a Republican saying that they will help on the legislative side to back any efforts to increase federal funding and assistance here. But all of these things are a long-term rebuilding effort. And right now, you can see they're just in the grips of this crisis. And so nothing, it would seem, is moving fast enough for the people on the ground. But the administration is trying to show that, you know, they praise themselves in many ways for their quick response to the hurricane devastation in Texas and in Florida, and they're not getting as high marks on this front. And so they're really going to try to reverse that story and get more assistance there. And so far, Congress seems to be backing them up on that. But this, in many ways, runs counter to the message that President Trump brought to Washington, which was everyone's going to see their budgets cut back. Now you see this immediate need, but you also have this interesting message coming from FEMA saying, look, local governments on the ground, you need to step up and you can't rely on the federal government, which is some of the messaging that the president has also been sending about Puerto Rico. Seemed tone deaf to some, but basically saying it's your local government first that needs to prepare you and then turn to the federal government, something they also said in Texas and in Florida. So we'll see if there's any kind of oversight and reform that results after this, because Brock Long says as an American cultural problem, we are not prepared for the kind of disasters we are seeing right now.
Sobering message. All right, Margaret Brennan, thanks so much, Margaret.